Welcome to Tavern Tales Junior, a curated live play 5e Dungeons & Dragons podcast for kids and adults. In Tavern Tales Junior, we take a group of kids on a fantastical adventure full of friendship, adventure, and excitement, using a modified 5e rule set. This podcast is created by and for kids. This is meant to be relatable and enjoyable. So let's see where they want to take the adventure today.
I'm wondering if you'd go wandering with me through the wilderness and woods to where the winds are blowing free, through the darkness of the night, heading toward the morning light. I wonder if you'd wander with me, and I'll spread the word and you beat the drum. We'll round up the troops and get the gang to come, and we'll leave the streets and these neighborhoods, head over the river and through the woods.
In the next stage of the dungeon, the walls are covered in spikes.
I think it was a bad idea to make a nice staircase.
The first thing that you see in this dungeon is a spike pit with a rope dangling over it. It seems as though you're going to need to use the rope to swing over the spikes if you want to get past.
Are there any threats in front of us right now?
It doesn't seem like there are any threats.
Then Vulpina says, we should take a short rest because everybody looks hurt. Really, really badly hurt. So that we can spend some of our hit dice to heal up first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody can roll their hit dice to heal back up the damage that they've taken. Your hit die is a number on your character sheet right here, and you get to roll a d10 for each one you spend. You only regain 3 hit die per long rest you come back to. So Flash, who's very, very hurt, might want to spend almost all of his d10s.
I'm doing all my d6s because I have 5d6.
Yeah, you should have 66 because you leveled up. Okay, so Sasha's going to roll all of them.
Because I'm not. I probably won't need a long rest in a little while, so I'm gonna roll all of them.
Sasha's at 46 hit points missing.
No, yeah, I have 4 hit points.
So 44 hit points missing, and you're going to roll 6d6. Yeah. All right, do it.
36, 37, 38, 36.
So you're back up to full.
Okay, yay. I'm good.
And how did DJ do?
I'm adding up this in my head right now. That makes me happy that I'm way closer now.
But you can still spend more. You don't have to stop. Spend more. So now you get 18 more. Maybe spend one more after that.
Okay, so I've got a 63.
Yeah, you got 63. So I think somebody is down hit points a little bit, and that is DJ. DJ, how many dice did you use total?
I used 4 out of my 6.
Vulpina used 2. Sasha used all of them. Flash used 3. And you used how many? All of them. So it's going to be a little bit of time before we get our hit dice back. But we have taken our short rest here in front of this pit of chains with spikes on the walls.
We have some lunch.
Yeah, we have a little bit of lunch. I'm going to have a cucumber and chains sandwich.
I'm going to have some spike and meatballs.
Or I think I'll butter up some of those chains and have some chicken.
And then we see the rope that we need to swing across to get there, or we could do something else. You're a wizard as well, Sasha. You get 6 individual levels of spells back. How many spells did you spend last time?
I got like 3 spell slots back.
Okay.
Nothing much.
I think we should make a tiger claw prick in every level.
Vulpina says, Sasha, do you have mage hand?
Nope.
Oh, do you want to have mage hand there, Will? Okay.
I use.
Flash, do you have mage hand? You could use it to pull the rope towards us so that we don't have to jump to it.
I think I know how to use mage hand.
Great. How far across is the chain pit? Is the pit of spikes?
This spike pit looks like it's only about 2 meters long.
Holy crow. 6 feet, 6 inches? Does the rope seem to be very, very well anchored to the roof?
It seems to be anchored to the roof with a small chain.
Vulpina takes the rope from the mage hand that Flash had and gives it to DJ and says, "You're really strong. Pull on it really, really hard so that we know it won't pull out."
Okay, and DJ pulls on it with a bunch of strength.
Does it like snap or?
The rope stays exactly how it was.
I think we can swing across this pit on this
I
wall.
can use Mage Hand to swing you guys across. But how
Yes,
am I
that
gonna...
will be great. You can help us with that.
Okay, I can do this.
Who wants to swing across first?
Lassie.
I could go first.
Okay. Kado!
Vulpina says, "Come out, my faithful beast!" and then climbs onto Maya's back, and then Maya just jumps over the pit because Maya can jump at least 10 feet, and that is twice as long as the pit is. So Maya is going to make her athletics check. What's the difficulty to jump across it for Maya?
The difficulty is a 7.
That's really low, but okay. She has rolled about a 13, so she's good. She lands on the other side and her claws skitter on the floor. What kind of material is the floor?
The floor is made of cobblestone.
Perfect. Skittles on the cobblestone floor and stops waiting for everybody else to swing across on the rope. Vulpina pulls out her bow and she takes aim and she prepares to make sure there isn't a trap or other bad guys on this other side while everybody else is swinging across.
Sasha swings next.
I grab you and I put you on the rope.
And she does an acrobatics trick to like swing across using only her feet to like grab it.
Yes. Make an acrobatics check. The difficulty is a 10.
I made it with just barely a 10. And like I it's not the best, so I swing across, but my hands barely touch the ledge and I kind of do a back bend, but it ends up just looking like I fall.
Vulpina says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa," and grabs your ankle and says, "You almost fell in."
Oh dear.
Who's next?
DJ goes next. DJ runs over to the rope, jumping up, swinging across, and doing a backflip when jumping off.
Oh my goodness.
I've got a 7 for athletics, so I'm confident-ish.
All right. What's the
If
difficulty?
you die.
That difficulty is also a 10.
Oh, that's not very high. Go for it.
Okay.
Good color.
All you gotta do is make like a 3.
Yes, all I need to do is make a 3.
Just don't get a 1, 2.
I get a 20 in total.
Wow. Vulpina grabs your shoulder and says, "Be careful, you almost fell in. I had to protect and save you again."
Chris
Sure.
is going to go next. He's going to try and swing as high as possible on the rope and then jump and touch the roof before landing.
I don't know which is harder, what DJ just did or what Chris is trying to do.
So that's acrobatic?
Make an athletics check. The difficulty is an 11.
Chris easily makes it with a 24.
Vulpina grabs Chris's back and says, "I had to save you again as well."
I don't think you had to save either of us. I'm pretty sure we both landed on our feet.
Oh, and then I had to grab your shoulder and then I had to grab his back because none of you landed properly at all. I saved you.
Okay, then.
Wow.
I am the saver
Jeez.
of all of the people.
I wonder why you're my cousin.
So Flash just grabs himself with Mage Hand and just draw, and he
So
carries
just so you
him.
know, buddy, you can only pick up 5 pounds with Mage Hand. 5 pounds is about the weight of a full water bottle or about the weight of the player's handbook. That's all you can pick up. That's what you can pick up with Mage Hand. You can't pick up yourself.
So can I pick up like the side of the staircase?
No, not really. That's not 5 pounds. But you could grab the rope and pull it back to you.
I pull the rope back to me. He turns on like these awesome beat boxing, and he like boop, and it's like very hard music to listen, and he tries to get and there's bars on the roof, and he tries to grab those bars, climbing across to the end of the wall, drops down.
Make an athletics check. Difficulty is an 11.
18. I got an 18.
Vulpina says, oh my God. And, he has that new long lock of hair. She grabs the lock of hair and she pulls him towards the edge. She's like, none of you did a good job.
I did a great job because there's bars on the side.
Says the person who didn't even swing on the rope.
Exactly. And then she's like, Maya, my faithful beast, go get Char. And then Maya jumps across, grabs Char by the scruff of his neck with her teeth, runs and jumps back across again, getting she only got a 10 on hers. So still probably safe to get across, right?
She still gets across, but at first she only gets 3 feet on the other side.
Oh, well, that's okay, because Vulpina's right there, and she goes, Maya, I had to save you too. And she saves Maya and Char, and she's like, I saved everyone.
Oh,
No, she didn't save Flash.
And then Sasha grabs Vulpina by the scruff of her, her back hair, and she's like, I had to save you too.
And then Flash tries to push her off, grab her back. I had to save you too.
She just gives you both a big hug, and she says, I'm glad you're still alive. What do we see on the other side of the pit?
On the other side of the pit, there seem to be long spikes dangling from the roof, and it seems as though you're going to have to duck or scoot yourself across the floor to get past them.
Okay.
Can I crawl like a cat? She crawls like a cat across.
How wide is this? Can we all move together, or is it really, really narrow? If you want a point of reference, this room here is about 10 feet across.
The room is only about 3 meters across.
So only 3 of us can go across at one time, and then 3 of us have to follow up behind with Maya as well.
Sasha goes in first.
Do we want to be stealthy so that if there's a monster or something on the other side that we can't hear? What, can we not see what's beyond this thing? We crouch down, we can't see with our torches and whatnot?
If you crouch down and then lay down flat on your belly, you can just see that across from there, it's just a plain room.
And is there any light, or the only light is from our green flame torches?
There are a couple torches on the other side.
Okay, and is there anything over there? Any movement or creatures?
You can't really see anything over there from where you are.
All right, well then let's all make stealth checks.
23.
16.
17.
I did better than Chris.
15.
That's a first.
I got the same as Robin.
A few spikes are low enough down that they can touch you, but it doesn't seem like they did any damage.
They just nick at your clothing.
Yeah, they kind of just poked you.
All right, well we move around those ones, and we get out of this area, and what do we see now?
You see just an empty room. Are you going to investigate?
We would like to, we're now in this empty room. Is there any doors or exits from this room?
It does not seem so.
Vulpina says, maybe we took the wrong stairs.
Would you like to walk around and investigate?
Stealthily. And there's 2 torches in this room?
Yes. There are only 2.
Are they on opposite walls from each other?
Yes.
So one of the walls has no torches on it, and then one of the walls has the entrance from this spike corridor we just went through.
Yes.
Okay.
Sasha starts poking all the walls.
Chris is going to lightly tug on the torches to see if they're like a lever or something.
And Vulpina says everybody needs to be very careful because there might be a pressure plate in the floor or something.
I try to just press up and down on the roof and the floor.
How high up is the roof?
It's about the width of the room.
Oh, okay. And what's the width of the room?
11 feet.
Oh, so it didn't get any wider. Okay, so it's about like this, just a little bit taller. All right. So it's a cube room with no exits. All right, we do some investigation to see if we can have an exit appear. Maybe there's a secret door. And that's what Vulpina says. Vulpina says, maybe there's a secret door and we need to do a pressure plate or something.
Let's do an investigation check.
I was thinking about that.
All right, let's investigate. Who has the best investigation?
I have 7.
Vulpina will assist you.
I assist you.
You can just roll your own, buddy.
I'm not skilled, and if I was, it would just be a 1.
18.
There we go. Everybody helps
Okay.
Sasha in investigation.
So everyone helped Sasha. Okay. And you have an 18. that was enough for you to notice a small star-shaped pattern on the floor.
She starts like making constellations that she's seen in the sky.
Interesting. But then, suddenly, as Sasha touches one of the stars, the floor breaks open and you fall into a pit with one chain devil. The chain devil seemed to be kind of reddish in color, and it looks about the height of a person. You notice that it is holding a lot of different chains, and each of the chains has a hook on the end.
Oh my. Do we take any damage when we fall?
No. You did not fall very far. You fell about 7 feet. But there seemed to be some magic in the area as you were falling in super slow motion.
Oh my. So does that mean that the chain devil starts to attack us as we're falling? Or does he not attack us?
No. As you are falling, it seems the chain devil is frozen. But as soon as you land, he tries to attack.
All right.
Chain devil? I need to see one.
Has anybody faced a chain devil before? Can we roll like an arcana or a religion check to know what a chain devil is and what maybe their weaknesses are or whatnot?
Can we roll an arcana or...
Yes, you can roll an arcana check.
What'd you get, Rob?
I rolled a 24.
What number's on the die?
Oh, 20.
Did you roll a natural 20?
Yeah.
So because it's a skill check...
Though it is a 24.
Okay, Sasha obviously passes.
What do we learn about a chain devil? We've fallen, we've landed on the ground, and the chain devil starts to move. Do we have time for Sasha to pass on information to us about what the chain devil can and can't do before we start combat, or does combat start immediately?
It seems as though you have time.
Guys. Okay. So you can't hurt it with fire or poison. So Chris, yeah, they get 2 attacks with their chains when it's their turn. And
are they resistant to anything?
Yeah, I said fire.
They're immune to fire and poison. What are they resistant to? Do you remember?
What are they resistant to?
Their damage resistances are cold, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks that are not made with silvered weapons.
Okay.
Anyone got a silvered weapon?
Well, yeah, magical weapons. We should be okay.
Those are all of their resistances.
Do they have any weaknesses?
No, they do not have any weaknesses.
And those are their strengths and attacks, and they have a natural armor class of 16.
That's really high. Do you think we could try to talk to this chain devil?
Its languages, it doesn't speak our languages.
What languages does it speak?
It speaks Infernal and a few others.
Its languages are Infernal and telepathy.
It speaks telepathically in our heads? Oh, that's creepy.
Can I message it?
Sure.
I message it and I say, please do not attack. We are here. We will leave immediately. If we can just get out, we can leave. We won't bother you again.
The chain devil refuses and attacks.
Okay, so who goes first in initiative?
I didn't even get to roll.
Well, I guess that's fair. Yeah, she doesn't get a chance to roll a persuasion check or anything like that? Or even a deception check? I don't think you were lying to the chain devil, so it would just be a persuasion check.
Make a persuasion check.
But the difficulty's really, really high, so it's probably not that you're going to succeed with it.
15.
You were very close. The difficulty was 16.
Oh, does the chain devil say anything in her head? Because the chain devil can talk telepathically?
You can hear the chain devil saying, I refuse. Now let's fight.
And what the chain devil hears again is, but why? We will leave immediately. There's no point.
Vulpina says to you, she's like, don't worry, it'll change its mind after we totally thrash it in the first round.
Okay.
Who gets to go first?
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
It is Vulpina's turn first.
Vulpina is a kick-ass ranger, and her favorite terrains are forest and grassland, neither of which are these things. And her favorite enemies are dragons and undead, neither of which is a chain devil. So she leans back and she doesn't know exactly where to best hit a chain devil. So she's just going to shoot 2 arrows in its chest. And she's going to say, Maya, attack. So Maya will also attack.
You were sounding more enthusiastic. Come on, we got this.
So here are Vulpina's 2 attacks with her awesome kick butt bow that is magic, and she pulls 2 arrows from her quiver of Alona, and she loads up both arrows into the bow, and she shoots both of the arrows at the exact same time into the chest of the chain devil, and she rolls and gets a 15 to hit on one, so I think that one misses, and a 26 to hit on the other. And Maya charges forward with her sharpened claws to try and grapple the chain demon and devil and knock it to the ground so that it's knocked prone. Not to do damage to it, just to knock it down. And Maya has rolled a natural 19. So it needs to make an opposed strength check with Maya to not be knocked to the ground. Maya has a 23.
The chain devil has only gotten an 8.
So the chain devil is knocked to the ground after one of the arrows does 13 damage as it hits it in the chest. What color's the blood that comes out of the chain devil?
The blood is a strange violety blue.
Ooh. Vulpina says, gross. Don't lick that, Maya.
Maya just walks up and licks it.
Whose turn is it now? Oh, and Vulpina backs up, so she's not anywhere near the chain devil. She's in the corner of the pit.
It is now Chris's turn.
Because it's not prone, am I able to sneak attack it?
Maya's right on top of it, so of course you can sneak attack
Okay,
it.
I am going to try and sneak up around it while its attention is focused on Maya and stab it through the head.
Stab it in the head while it's laying on the ground? All right, go for it.
I got a 19.
That is enough. You stab it straight through its head.
Oh, wow. Now, you're going to roll your sneak attack and do all your damage. While you're adding all of that up, whose turn is it? And whose turn is it after that person?
Next, it is DJ's turn, followed by Flash.
DJ is going to use her great sword, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my great sword, actually.
Are you going to dance with your greatsword?
No.
Are you going to kiss your greatsword?
No.
Are you going to hug your greatsword?
No.
So what are you going to do with your greatsword?
I'm going to run over and try to cut off one of its arms so it has less chains in case it does get up.
Hack it. One of the arms that's holding the chains? That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I got a 15, so one less.
Does a 15 hit?
That is not enough to hit.
I got a 25 in total.
That is enough to hit.
But first, before you get to your damage, how much damage did Chris hit?
I did 19 damage.
I did 8 damage.
So I use my shocking grasp sword. I shoot through it at the heart.
So he definitely hit with the first one, with that attack. So now you get to roll your damage for shocking grasp, which is 2d8. He did 11 points of damage with his shocking grasp shot, and then he attacks with the sword to do shocking grasp. And he hit with that one because he had a natural 17. So now you do 11 points of damage, and it's all full damage because it's magical and lightning. And now it's whose turn?
It is now Sasha's turn, followed by the chain devil.
Magical damage, eh? Let's do some magical damage. Let's do some chromatic orb. I don't hit.
Vulpina says, Chromatic orb has not been your friend today.
Hey, come on. You're horrible at everything.
Except for shooting bows and killing things and jumping across and being friends to animals.
Yeah, but you were horrible at wizard training when your dad made you try it.
That's fair, but we're fighting a chain devil right now. We shouldn't be talking about our backstories.
Whatever.
That's fine.
I mean, honestly, who cares?
I don't. Okay, it's the Chain Devil's turn. The Chain Devil has been badly beaten up by us and is laying on the ground. What does the Chain Devil do?
The Chain Devil is attempting to throw 2 chains at will.
Okay, is the Chain Devil going to get up and then attack, or is it just going to lay on the ground and shoot the chains out?
It is going to attempt to stand up. It only got a 2.
Oh, so it definitely does not hit Flash. The chain misses and wraps around, goes off into the distance and bangs into the wall. And the other one attacks with the chain. The Chain Devil attacks with the other chain.
And he also got a 2.
Another 2?
So the chains hit each other and they connect.
I guess so. The chains are all tied up in a knot because Maya trampled him so badly. The Chain Devil has failed.
You have just fallen into a pit and you see a Chain Devil.
What does the Chain Devil look like?
The Chain Devil looks a little bit like a red human almost. And part of its body is wrapped in chains. You can only see its eyes because the rest of its face is covered with chains.
Oh my goodness. Is the rest of its face actually chains, or is it just covered in chains?
It is just covered in chains.
Oh my goodness. What color are the eyes?
Its eyes are red.
That sounds like it normally flows with what devil's eyes look like, eh, guys? Devil's eyes are usually red.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but does it see with the chains?
Is it winking at us? Is it blinking? What's its expression? Is it happy to see us? Is it going to invite us in for tea and biscuits?
I remember Robin
And to pet its
sending
puppy?
a message to the Chain Devil.
Its expression looks like it's a bit angry that you are here.
Okay. And we rolled initiative, so whose turn is it first?
It is Volpina's turn.
All right. Seeing that this beast is a horrible, violent devil and means us harm, Volpina will pull out her bow with one hand, clench her necklace amulet with the other, and say, "Come out, my faithful beast!" causing Maya to spring forth, leaping towards the beast, leaping towards the Chain Devil with a snarl, and her teeth are wide open and the saliva is dripping from her mouth as she's looking to bite the Chain Devil violently in the leg. And Volpina then draws 2 arrows from out of nowhere inside her quiver of Elona, pulls back her beautiful bow with its cool motif along the fronts and sides engraving, and those engravings light up with the really cool yellowish color as she fires these 2 magical arrows into and at the Chain Devil.
It is now Chris's turn.
Alex cannot be here for this part of the game, so
I have an idea. Maybe went back to Georgington and like the camp for this game above the dungeon because he's not here today.
Yeah, just to restock some supplies or something.
He says he's gonna see what's up with the whole village.
It is now DJ's turn.
And I'm third again. DJ runs up and uses her magical great sword to hit the Chain Devil in the chest.
Twice, or are you going to use your action surge? Or have you already used your action surge since the last time you had a long rest?
I'm going to use my action surge.
Cool. Okay, you get 4 attacks. So here, roll 4 d20s.
I've got 3.
Will could loan you one.
Well, can I borrow a d20?
Ooh. While you're rolling, DJ, Volpina has hit with both of her arrows, and she did a total of 7 points of damage with her first arrow and 9 points of damage with her second arrow, so that's 17 points of damage. And Maya probably missed, because Maya only hit with a 12. Is 12 enough to hit the Chain Devil?
A 12 is not enough.
Okay, so Maya misses.
Is 18 enough to hit?
Yes, 18 is enough.
Okay, so I hit with is 16?
Yes.
Okay.
So how many times did you hit there, DJ?
Twice.
All right, roll your damage twice.
I did 9 and 11 damage.
It is now Flash's turn, followed by Sasha.
I will use my shocking grasp sword hitting him with my shocking grasp sword, and it hit him in the eye.
Ooh, you stab him in the eye, but you're going to run up next to DJ and hit him with your sword, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to action surge?
Yep. The one strike goes off to the side and bonks the wall and makes a damage to the wall. And one of the hits also, I hit 3 times and one missed. And one of the times I hit his eye, and his eye went dark for like a lot of times. And one time I chopped his leg, and his leg has a little blood coming out.
Great. And now tell Kaitlyn how much damage you did.
And then I had another leg chopped, but I had a little bit of it coming out. And I also got 39 damage.
Each of those strikes that hit, a shock of lightning blasts out from your sword as you action surge and use your shocking grasp sword. So each of those uses for the day has been whittled down, and that was 3 uses. So how many do you have left? Do you have any left?
Yeah, I have some left. I have 7. I had 7 of them.
But you've been using them throughout this dungeon so far as we've raced through the dungeon. So did you actually have any left?
I've just been shooting through them.
Oh, okay. That was Flash's turn.
It is now Sasha's turn, followed by the Chain Devil.
I had a little bit of a plan, but I have no idea what my confusion wand does. What kind of spell does it cast?
Did you get your confusion wand already?
Mm-hmm.
When?
We got the magical shape-shifting wand, and I put the eye in it. I bought that in the last junior episode that was released.
Yeah, but you haven't been able to get all the components and all the pieces for it. You don't have the confusion wand yet.
What?
Yeah. You've never used it because you didn't have all of the things you needed for it. Is that not right?
No, I had bought the thing, and then I had gotten the eye, and I put the shard of the eye in it.
Yeah.
And it makes the confusion wand. If you're thinking about like pieces like the griffin tail feather, that was Will's thing.
I know that's all Will's stuff, but I knew that we needed to do more for your wand of confusion. Okay.
I was never told that.
Have you ever used it?
I have it on my character sheet though.
All right.
But for right now, I just guess I'll just cast.
So confusion works like this. The spell assaults and twists creatures' minds, spawning delusions and provoking uncontrolled action. And you cast it to create a sphere centered on a point that you choose within range of 90 feet, and everyone in the area of it has to make a wisdom saving throw or they are confused and they do weird things on their turns instead of an action.
Kind of like the Umber Hulk.
So because you have both DJ and Flash right in the face of the Chain Devil, you could cast the spell just past the Chain Devil so that it just reaches the Chain Devil, but it's just that it's an area effect spell, the Wand of Confusion. And let's say it has 10 charges and regains 1d6 charges per day. If you ever use the last charge, the wand crumbles to dust.
Okay. What would I put it on?
We'll talk about that later. You want to use the Wand of Confusion on the Chain Devil?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Chain Devil has to make a wisdom saving throw, which is a 20-sided die check. By the way, a Wand of Confusion is much better used against like a whole bunch of creatures as opposed to like one single creature.
Probably should have used it on the Magmars.
Magmans? Anyway.
She pulls out her... She is her previous wand and pulls out the next in her 3 set. And it's got the shard of the Umber Hulk eye, which glows as she says, "Confusion Ray!"
And what happens then? Describe that.
Whatever light is in the room is pulled into the confusion, into the Umber Hulk eye, and then shot back at the Chain Devil.
Okay, and an area of 10 by 10, which is 20 feet total. Yes, that die. An area that is 10 by 10, 20 feet total, becomes confused in time and space, and the Chain Devil just so happens to be in that time and space. And how did you roll, Kaitlyn? Did the Chain Devil succeed at the wisdom saving throw?
The Chain Devil has succeeded in its saving throw.
All right, that's your turn.
Yep.
It is now the Chain Devil's turn, followed by Volpina.
What's Chain Devil going to do?
The Chain Devil is going to use his chains and throw one at Flash and DJ. DJ is 20 enough to hit.
Yes.
You take 11 damage and you are grappled by the chains.
What does that mean? Like, what happens when that... Okay.
Flash. Is 15 enough to hit?
No.
There are several chains lying on the ground. 4 of the chains seem to start floating, and one is trying to attack Maya.
All right, roll to hit Maya.
Is 9 enough to hit?
Not Maya, no.
I just saw the chain devil. That is insane looking.
Where's the chain devil?
The chain devil has failed to hit Maya.
Okay. And so you said there was a whole bunch of chains, right? That it caused to come up into the air and attack? Who else are the chains attacking?
The next person the chain devil is going to attack is Volpina.
Okay.
Is 27 enough to hit?
Yes, that hits. So what happens?
Suddenly, one of the flying chains floats quickly over to Volpina and hits her and wraps her up.
Oh no. How much damage does she take?
It does 11 damage.
All right. So I will mark that off on my character sheet.
The next chain is going to attack Char.
Cool. All right. Roll it up.
Is 21 enough to hit?
Not Char. No, you can't hit Char with a 21. So he dodges out of the way. And what does Char say when he gets out of the way, even though the chain was close to wrapping him up? Char says,
That was close.
Is there any more chains?
There is one more chain. The final chain is attacking Sasha.
She's got her eraser out and ready.
Because I know it's going to hit me. Because I have like the lowest defense.
Is 15 enough?
Oh, it's not.
The chain misses, whizzing past Sasha as she dodges to the left, and the chain smashes into the wall with a resounding crack, and the cement blocks in the wall have little fissures from the smashing of the chain as it whizzes by Sasha. The next time a chain attacks somebody and misses, I want you, the person who's being attacked, to be the one who describes that miss.
I wanted to describe it.
Go for it.
The chain whizzes past as Sasha does a backbend over it.
Oh, and it goes over top of her?
Yeah.
Cool. I love it. And now the chains have all done their attacks. These animated chains that are moving and floating in the air, controlled by this evil chain devil, which is the creation of Kaitlyn, the mean DM, patent pending, trademark, copyright 2018. Kaitlyn, whose turn is it now?
It is now Volpina's turn, followed by DJ.
But Volpina is trapped and caught up in the grappled chains, and she's standing there wrapped up. So she will attempt to break the chains because she has her dagger. She's going to use her dagger to insert the tip into one of the chain strands and try to break the chain. And she will potentially use both of her attacks to do so because she has to beat the armor class on these chains when they wrap around you. They have an armor class of 20.
That's a high armor class.
And they have 20 hit points, and they are resistant to piercing damage. So I'm just going to use the bludgeoning end of this to kind of break it, not like a piercing strike. It'll be a bludgeoning attack from the dagger from Volpina. Let's see if she hits. She has hit with the dagger on the first strike and does 7 points of damage, and then will attack again, trying to trying to break the grapple. I think is easier than that. In order to break the grapple, she just needed a DC 14. So with her first attack, she's escaped the grapple, but she's not broken the chains yet. And the second attack will now be, she picks up her bow with her free action, and as she picks it up, she draws an arrow from her quiver, and she fires horizontally, maybe hitting the thigh of the chain devil, and Volpina says, "How dare you wrap me up? I don't even like burritos." And she hits the chain devil, I'm pretty sure. She does 7 points of damage to the chain devil with that arrow. And she says, "Watch out for the chains." Or I guess she says it like Volpina would, which is like, "Watch out for the chains."
Or whatever.
Or whatever.
It is now DJ's turn, followed by Flash.
DJ will do what she did last time by using her great sword and trying to hit one of the chain devil's arms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whose turn is it after After DJ's turn.
Flash.
1 hits with 23, and the damage was 8.
The Chain Devil is defeated.
Finally.
I'm glad it's already dead.
Finally.
When you fell into this pit, you were sure that there were no openings to it except where you fell through, but now one of the walls seemed to have disappeared.
Which wall? The wall behind the Chain Devil or one really close to us?
The wall that was behind the Chain Devil.
What can we see behind the wall?
You can see a ladder that you think might lead into the next room of this part of the dungeon.
Oh, wow. Just a little rickety wooden ladder, or is it like steps carved into, like a ladder steps carved into a rock face that we have to climb down?
It looks like it's just an old rusted metal ladder.
Cool. All right. So we go down the ladder. Who's the first on the ladder then? We need to check the ladder to make sure it's structurally sound
Flash
before
is
we go
like-
down.
Flash. So who's the lightest?
I feel like we've asked that question
I'm
before.
probably the lightest.
I think the DJ is not the lightest.
Yeah, no.
And Sasha is the lightest, probably.
So who is the second lightest? It's probably Volpina. Then it'll be me, and then it'll be Savannah.
DJ.
DJ. So just making sure the ladder does not snap when someone just goes down it.
We inspect the ladder to make sure it's safe and not a trap.
It seems pretty sturdy.
Okay, let's go down the ladder.
Wait, does it lead up or down?
The ladder leads down.
Just making sure.
Cool. We get to the bottom of the ladder. We all pile up. And what do we see?
You see a couple of strange holes in the ground. They are about the size of your hand. So they're pretty big holes.
And they're in the ground? Well, they're not that big. I mean, you can't go into them. And is it a hallway we're looking at, or is it a big room? And are there any exits from this room?
There is an exit from the room, but it is past all these strange holes.
So there's lots of these hand-sized holes in the room?
Yes.
Volpina says, this seems like a trap.
Yeah. Guys, be careful.
Hey, is it whack-a-mole? Can we play whack-a-mole?
Do I see a hamster popping up from a hole? And there's a hammer?
And suddenly, that actually starts happening, and it seems as though you're going to have to beat the whack-a-mole game to pass.
I'm going to have the whack-a-mole.
I knew it was whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole.
And she hands DJ a mallet. Because you're the strongest, DJ.
I grabbed the mallet, though. I have the mallet, though, because Flash had very much training in whack-a-mole. So he really, really, really knows how to play whack-a-mole.
Is there just one mallet?
There are 5 mallets.
Okay. And does Char tell us what we need to do to get through this?
You need to win the whack-a-mole game to pass.
Cool. And how many holes are there?
There are 18 holes.
What?
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So do we want to parcel this out to like a certain number of holes for each person?
Yeah.
And then Maya could take the remaining holes that are not covered by us?
She'll probably just stomp a few with her paws.
Exactly. Would Maya's paws work for malleting, you think?
Yes.
Okay.
She's very strong, muscular paws.
Come out, my faithful beast. There's 4 of us, because Char's not going to help, right? And Maya. So how would we figure this out math-wise so that we have the right number of holes covered by people?
Maybe we could stand on a few holes.
So Kaitlyn said there
We
was
could put-
18 holes.
Our thing could just be in one hole, and we could stand on a few and 2 holes.
How many holes do each of us get to cover or get to hit with our mallets? And how many does Maya get to hit?
Is it division?
Yeah.
I hate division.
What's division?
I'm just doing it.
Thank you, Savannah. I don't want to do
I was doing it in my head and with my fingers, and there wouldn't be an equal amount for everyone, so
There will be a remainder.
yeah.
So we have to figure out what 18 divided by 4 is and what the remainder is for that. Does Kaitlyn know that?
I think it's 4 groups of 4 with a remainder of 2.
How many holes are you going to have to cover, Sasha?
I'll do 4.
And how many holes do you have to cover, Will?
I'll do 3.
I think you have to do 4.
Okay.
Because 4 plus 4 is what, Will?
It's 8. Somebody has to cover 10.
Sorry, if Sasha's covering 4, if DJ covers 4, and Vulpina covers 4, how many is that?
16, but we still need
How many does Maya need to cover?
She needs to cover 2 more.
That's right. So Maya will cover the 2, bonk bonk, and the rest of us will use our mallets and hit the other 4. Now, DJ and Flash are both skilled with the use of mallets because they're fighters. But Sasha and Vulpina are not skilled with the use of mallets, given that they are
Or long
tabaxis, wizards, and rangers. So we pull out our mallets and we have to hit 4. What is the test that we have to do in order to hit these mallets as the whack-a-moles start popping up?
These hamsters. Hamster abuse. Call the hamster police.
You have to hit 20 moles each before the time runs out.
Holy, what do we roll for dice to do that? Do you have an idea or do you need help with that?
I need help.
Okay, so let's say that your skill in whacking the mallet gives you advantage on your checks. And how long is the timer?
The timer is 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay, so they come out very slowly, but they come out really quickly. And how many chances will we have to hit the moles or whatever it is that's coming out?
Each one comes out 10 times.
And we as a group have to hit 20 total, or each of us have to hit 20?
Each of you have to hit 20 total. They come out 10 times a minute.
So that means that it'll come out 50 times.
Yes.
And we have to hit 20 of them. So we have to hit 40% of the whole of the animals that come out of the holes.
Yes.
Okay. And because we don't know of our 4 which is going to come out, the difficulty on that check would be harder because you were covering 4. And for Maya, it's really easy. It's just 1 and 2, right? So Maya is successful. So let's say having to cover 4, you both have advantage on your checks. Let's say that the difficulty is a 15 on the roll. And do we get to use our strength or dexterity or our choice to hit with the mallets? Or is it just strength?
It is just strength.
Just strength. Okay, so we just get to add our strength modifier. You both have advantage. The 2 of us don't have advantage. So we will not be very good at this, you and I.
I'm gonna die. My character's not gonna have a fun time.
So do you have a spell that you might be able to use that would help you in hitting the moles? That you can aid yourself in this so you can think outside the box of what we need to do? Why don't you have a look at that? Now, you said there were 5 mallets. Vulpina's not very strong, but Vulpina is good at using 2 weapons. So Vulpina's going to take 2 of the mallets so that she has 2 attacks to hit. And that should then give kind of her advantage on her attacks. And so what is the difficulty that we need to do in order to achieve this? I would suggest that we have to hit 40% of all of the moles that pop out. And so we only really need to make 10 checks that we get to make, and we only have to be successful 4 times each. Yes.
I know. I'm gonna find my familiar.
Oh, okay. What does that mean?
I'm gonna find Slither.
And what is Slither?
A slither is a snake, which will be my familiar.
And what type of snake is he?
I'm gonna say he's a cobra.
A cobra. So will he spike his head at the moles when they pop out?
Yeah, and he can like slither around too. And
That's
help.
cool. You've never had a familiar before as Sasha the Tabaxi. So when you're going to summon a familiar for the first time right now?
Because I've had this spell from the very, very beginning, so she probably knows how to use it by now. So I'm gonna just summon a familiar to help me.
Cool.
He'll be my familiar from now on.
And now you grow a necklace.
So how do you summon this familiar?
She touches the ground and then she like springs up and then touches the roof and then swirls back around and says, "From the roots of the earth, spawn me and bring me a familiar." And the reason I picked a snake was because she's very sly, and I thought that a snake would be really helpful for stealth and other, like, if we need someone to, like, because Maya's so big, and I just thought a snake would be really helpful if we needed to, like, have him slither around. So.
That's cool. Your cobra named Slither. And what does he look like?
He's got a nice spotted pattern on his back, and on the tip of his tail, there's one black spot.
Cool. What color is he?
He's a dark green with blotches of light green around him and white little spikes on the top of his back.
Cool. I love it. That's a great description. I'm excited to see this. So, does that give Sasha advantage on her attacks too?
Yes.
Okay. And so, since we need to do this 40% of the time, and the difficulty should be pretty reasonable, I would think that you need to hit a 14 or greater on your D20s when you roll. And so we're all going to roll the dice 10 times. So 2 dice each, 10 times. But you are not rolling advantage. We're rolling, okay. The snake is helping you, so you're rolling with advantage. So you'll basically roll the dice 20 times. And so just on the side here, make a little tick on your little extra book here. Make a tick on your book every time you're successful, and make a tick when you're not successful. And after you have 10 ticks, we will know that we are done the challenge, okay? And we are each needing 5 ticks. Plus, Maya also needs to get ticks as well. So do you want to you're just going to be the dungeon master for Maya and just describe what Maya does to be successful or not? You don't necessarily need to roll for Maya. You can just do your own thing.
Sure.
Okay.
Tick.
My dice are being nice to me today.
Tick.
I did well on both. I've got 10 ticks.
7.
Yeah, 7 successes. And how many failures?
I've got 4 failures.
All right, you're done. You did a good job. Good job.
When the moles come up, instead of looking like moles, they look like helmets.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Just helmets on sticks on like metal bars?
That's just helmets on metal bars.
Cool. And what are the helmets made of?
The helmets are made of metal.
Okay, cool. And what are they painted at all, or are they just like tarnished, rusted metal, or?
It's just rusted metal.
Cool. And they come up quickly and lower back down quickly?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Does it get faster the longer we play?
And we watch for a few minutes, but we realize what they are right away, and we get into a line, and we know what we need to do, so they move up and down quicker and quicker and quicker? Or do they all just stay random?
They all just stay random.
And how do we know when we're being successful? If we hit a helmet, does the door on the other end open a tiny little bit?
Or is there like a ding or something?
Or does it creep up a little bit?
If you hit one, a strange red light shows up next to the helmet that you hit.
Oh, okay, great. Well, let's describe our hits of these helmets that we're ringing with the wooden mallets. Vulpina has 2 of them, and she's hit or miss. Vulpina does not enjoy hefting these big, heavy mallets, and they're unwieldy because her strength is only +1. So it takes her a long time to get the swing. So she almost has to figure out how to time it so that the helmet is starting to come up when she starts her swing, or she figures like that one over there might come up soon, so she starts swinging now, and she goes and sometimes the helmet starts to come up and she hits it and the red light happens, but most of the time she swings and nothing was coming up and she doesn't hit anything. So there's lots of the sounds of thunk of the mallet hitting the stone of the floor, and Vulpina going
I say, Vulpina, stop making that thunking around.
And she goes bang, but Vulpina managed to get 2 natural 20s and was successful 2 other times. So she was actually able to hit 6 of these mallets, of these helmets. And the 2 natural 20s were really funny because she picked up her mallet and she swung it over her head, and the one on the side was coming up and was almost too late, and it was on its way back down. And she hit the top of the helmet and it deflected the mallet into the one next to it, or like one of DJ's that was coming up that DJ hadn't hit yet. And it hit that one too. It was like, ba-bank. And she's like, yay, I did it. And then she did that again and it went ba-bank. And so she's able to get 4 of the 6 that she needed to get. So of the 10 times that Vulpina struck, she only hit 6 times. That was Volpina.
DJ was walking. Actually, I have a question. Are some of them like right next to the wall, or are they all like spread out and you're able to walk around them?
You describe that.
Okay. DJ was walking around it a lot to make sure like she was closer to hit more, like if they were on the other side. And one time she hit one enough and it was close enough to hit the one next to it.
Oh, so the same thing that happened with Volpina?
Yeah.
Cool.
So basically, it landed in the middle, and basically, they both came up in the same time, and it was like this. Ding!
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Flash, what did you do? And how many successes did you have versus failures?
I got 9 successes and 2 failures.
Holy. So basically, every time the helmet came up, you're like, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Was I supposed to go 11 times?
No, just 10 times. Remember, some people got natural 20s, which meant that they would have had more successes than they might have had failures in the total of 10 rolls that they made.
Oh.
Go for it, bud. What does Flash do?
So, one of the failures he had, he accidentally bonked his head. But he thought he bonked his head, but it actually did this.
It hit one behind him?
Yeah, it hit.
He bonked himself in the head with the handle, and the mallet top hit behind his head into one of the actual ones he was trying to hit.
Yeah, and that was.
And Volpina says, watch what you're doing. That was one of mine.
And one of the failures, he accidentally blinked. So he went in the middle, and then the thing flew into another one.
I love that you described your failures, buddy. That's really, really, really wonderful.
So the handle just went into the other one.
Does your character have inspiration right now?
Yes.
Okay,
Dad, you're not the dungeon master. You can't give.
that's fair.
You can't.
How many successes and failures did Flash have?
Flash had 4 failures and 7 successes.
Wow.
Actually, 5 failures.
Oh, okay.
And one of the successes is that he accidentally blocked another thing, and then both of them just flew onto 2, and he had 2 at the same time. That was one of his 20. That was his 20.
Sasha puts away her wands into her wand sheaths. That's what she calls them. And she summons Slither, and Slither says, "Thank you for summoning me, master."
Cool.
It's a he, and he slithered around and he bonked a few of them. One of them it was his fault, the failure that he got the failure. His tail clang off, even though he was trying to hit it with his tail, but it clanked off and then hit him. So it kind of turned into like a loop.
Cool.
Hit him in the head.
And how many successes and failures did you have?
And I got 9 successes and 1 failure.
What? Wow. Lots of natural 20s then? Or
I got 2 natural 20s. I just rolled really well.
That's impressive.
On
Good
my
job.
big dice.
And you did not think you would do well at this challenge. And we didn't even really need Maya, but how did she do? Did she help us?
Yes, but Maya was doing something ridiculous.
What was she doing?
She was simply sitting on one of the holes, and the other one she was stomping on.
Oh, that's funny. So anytime the helmet started to come up, it would just hit her in the bum.
And she was like, she was just like, this is Maya's bed, I'll cry.
What did Char say when he saw Maya sitting on the hole and getting hit in the butt? What did Char say?
You guys are ridiculous.
So we managed to get past this challenge. What happens next?
This was a fun challenge. I want to do more of that.
On the way out, we have to do it again.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Because I think the ladder goes up.
Next, there are these huge holes in the ground. They're much bigger than the whack-a-mole holes.
And then there's an exit on the other side of the holes?
Yes.
Not another whack-a-mole!
But we're giant penguins.
Penguin abuse. Call the penguin police.
These holes you're seeing are huge.
Like dinosaur footprints kind of big?
Yeah, are they like accidental holes in the floor, or are they intentional holes in the floor?
Are they like table size or are they like chair size?
They're about the size of a table.
Holy.
There are these huge holes.
Are they like the size of this table? like both tables combined?
A little smaller than this table we're playing at.
And do they look like they were carved and they're like intentional and they're all the same size, or are they all like accidental holes and they're like the floor is just given away?
They look like they're all just accidental holes.
Volpina looks at them and says, "Holy."
But
What happens if you fall into one?
Yeah, what's at the bottom of these holes? Can we see into the depths of the holes?
You can, and at the bottoms of the holes, there are more spikes.
Giant spikes. That sounds dangerous.
so Sasha just creeps around the holes. Actually, no, wait. She has Slither. Go ahead. Or should Slither not go ahead? I don't know.
I think
So
he can go into
is
the
the
next.
challenge of this just to try to get around the holes and not fall in? Or is there something else that's dangerous in this room as well that we need to figure out, that we need to know?
It doesn't seem like there's anything else dangerous in this room, but there is something that is kind of suspicious on the ceiling.
Oh,
Please don't say giant spiders. Please don't say giant spiders. I hate spiders.
They are these big metal handles, and they're slowly moving from side to side, going over the holes.
Oh, so we need to jump up, grab the handles, and then ride the handle all the way around to get to the other hole?
Yes.
To get to the exit?
Okay, so Sasha climbs the wall to the handle.
Nice.
Because acrobatics.
Yep.
Can I make an acrobatics check to climb the wall and get on the handles?
Sure.
What's the difficulty we're looking at here for athletics or acrobatics checks to grab onto the whole handles? So you make the grabbing onto the handle harder, and then just hanging on and riding it across is a pretty easy check, unless things happen while we're going across.
So is it like a roller coaster?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, the bars are moving slowly, and they stop for about 15 seconds when they reach each side.
And then you can just let go and fall down. Cool. Maybe, if it supports our weight, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And how high up is the roof? How high up are these things?
The roof is not very high up. It looks like that if the tallest person here reached as far as they could probably touch it.
Oh, okay, great. So we don't even really need to climb the walls to grab onto
She
these
just
bars.
scratches the wall and then like does a backflip onto one of them because that's what maybe I fall and hit my head or maybe I just grab onto it. Who knows?
Volpina is going to slide her bow through the bar and then hold on to the bow on either side
Smart queen.
and ride it across.
Okay, what is everyone else gonna do?
So basically, 3 people have companions. I have Slobby, Robin has Sliver, and one more as Maya. So we only need 2 more companions, 2 more compadres.
Okay, what are you doing?
And then I say, compadre, jump! And then I grab onto the bars very slowly across.
And Slobby transforms from being your backpack into being a pair of handcuffs, and he handcuffs one side around the bar and the other side around your wrist so you can't fall.
That's smart. And Slither is tied my hands around the bar.
Oh, okay. With
like-
his self?
Yeah, like his
Cool.
body.
Like a boa constrictor would.
Yeah.
I think Maya could
But
jump
just loose enough so it doesn't kill me. And Slither says, "What a nice view," because like he uses his tongue a lot.
Right.
What a nice view.
And we ride across. How do you ride across?
Using athletics, TJ jumps up and has a strong enough grip to stay on without like needing help from like a companion or anything.
Have you ever seen the person on the ladder who pretends to like walk, like holds the ladder and then they pretend to walk on an invisible wall up the thing and then they walk down the thing? Have you ever seen that? because their ab muscles are so strong. They can hold on to something and then look like they're walking in the middle of the air. I'll show you a video of it afterwards, but I picture DJ being like, this is so boring. And then just like climbing with her feet and doing like trapeze work. And she like holds one hand and she just does a pose. And then she brings her hands together and lifts herself up. So she's hanging there like this. And then she pretends it's an umbrella that she then protects from the rain, and she rides it around just so bored because she's like the strongest person in the world with her 20 strength.
I'm doing that.
So we ride around these holes. Do we need to make checks in order to get around, or was our color enough to be fun?
Your color was enough.
Hooray! And then we get to the edge, and what happens then?
And then you just drop down, and you have completed this part of the dungeon.
What does the hole or stairs or whatever it is leading down to Alex's part of the dungeon look like?
They are these old wooden stairs, and they have wooden posts on the sides that kind of look like things you should hold on to.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much, Kaitlyn. You did a really good job.
Out of Kaitlyn's dungeon, I'm pretty sure the last part and the whack-a-mole part were my favorite.
Whack-a-mole, definitely.
The last two parts are my favorite.
You're wondering if I go wandering with you, what kind of trouble we'll get ourselves into. Would it be wrong to tag along with a band of vagabonds? You wonder if I'd wander with you. So I'll spread the word and you beat the drum. We'll round up the troops and get the gang to come, and we'll leave the streets.
This concludes this episode of Tavern Tales Junior. We'll be back in 1 month with a brand new episode. Our intro and outro music is Through the Woods by Okie Dokie Brothers. Find their music on iTunes by checking them out at www.okiedokie.org and follow them on Twitter at Okie Dokie Bros. Leave love a review on iTunes. Check us out on Twitter at Tavern_Tales. See you all later.
I'm wondering if you'd come wandering my way. If you ever get lost, or if the trail leads you astray, the music of the pack can always bring you back. I wonder, can we wander away? And I'll spread the word and you beat the drum. We'll round up the troops and get the gang to come.